Hi everyone, welcome to my living room, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Around the Town with Dusty Brown. I'm your host, Dusty Brown, of course, and today I wanted to talk to you about myself. I have received lots of feedback and a number of questions about my background and how I got started writing. And today I wanted to talk to you about my experience and share with you and maybe answer some of the questions that you're wondering about me. So stay tuned. I've got a lot to talk about today, and I'm hoping this will be entertaining for you as well. So the first question that I get often is, how long have I been riding? I've only been really riding since April of 2021. So only a few years. Not even a few years. Almost a few years. I rode as a passenger for a really long time. I can't even recall the first time I was on a motorcycle. I do remember my first experience was being a girl and being on a trip to Zortman, Montana with a girlfriend of mine, and her male friends were riding dirt bikes, and I wanted to ride as well, but they wouldn't let me. So that was my first memory of motorcycles. But then after that, I don't really recall my first ever passenger experience, but I had lots and I loved it. I was married once, and I used to go on trips with my ex-husband on our heritage softail. One time we went to Niagara Falls, and that was pretty cool. It wasn't until 2000, I would say probably 2005 or 2006, that I attempted for the first time to ride a bike myself. My ex-husband went out and bought a bike for me. I think he said it was a Suzuki, but I thought it was a Yamaha. It was some kind of 1970s or 1980s Suzuki 400 dirt bike type of thing. And I tried to ride that. I tried practicing, and I wasn't very successful. And I was going to grad school at the time, so I didn't really have enough time to dedicate to practice. So the bike was a bit tall. I was uncomfortable. I fell a couple times and just decided that I was not going to do it at the time, and I needed a different bike, so I gave up. But then I got to a point where I really, really wanted to ride my own bike, and I kept procrastinating. I wanted to take the Harley Davidson MSF basic rider course, and one year would come, the season would come and go, and I wouldn't really get committed to signing up early enough. Up here in the north, in the Milwaukee area, you have to get signed up for that stuff sooner than later. Otherwise, you're just not going to get a spot. It wasn't until I got with my current boyfriend, Weasel Diesel, back in, I think it was 2020, where I got a renewed interest in motorcycling again, and I just became completely committed to learning how to ride. On April 3rd, and after a ride on Weasel's Ducati Monster, I was ready to try to ride myself. I started on Weasel's KLX 110 Kawasaki. I accidentally popped my first wheelie on this bike, and amazingly, I did not fall. The KLX didn't have a clutch, but the Chinese chopper did. I finally learned how to use the clutch on a little Chinese chopper made by Johnny Pagsta. After just a short time with these two motorcycles, I realized I really wanted to get my license. So I got my permit, and I signed up for a Harley Davidson MSF basic rider course. I went out and I bought my first bike.